Hello everyone. Welcome to today's tutorial on the poem Hide and Seek by Vernon Scannell, which uses the well-known children's game as an extended metaphor to depict apprehension and desires of growing up and seizing opportunities. Please pause this video if you wish to make your own annotations from the following slides. It is 27 lines long and written in just one stanza, with a first and second person point of view. The poet chose to write this piece in free verse, meaning that it does not use any specific pattern of rhyme or rhythm, but close readers should be able to take note of the use of consonants and assonants in the text. The poem starts off in the voice of the child. It seems as though perhaps the child is now much older and wiser, looking back at the memory of this game and speaking to himself, advising himself. Lines 1 through 8 display the excitement of the child as well as a detailed account of his surroundings, the tool shed that smells of the seaside. We learn that he is calling out to his friends to come to find him. He figures he will never be found in this salty darkness and makes sure to hide properly. He also reminds himself to be quiet and still, so he is not found easily. Lines 9 through 12 discuss his state when the other children are so close to finding him. He can hear their voices whispering at the door of the tool shed. They linger there for a bit while the hidden child can hear their hushed voices laughing and muttering to each other. Here the child then instructs himself to be still and hide in his blindness, to ensure the other children do not realize that his whereabouts are so close. Finally, they decide to leave the area outside the tool shed. Lines 13 through 19 describe the child's wait, as he decides that the other children must be searching for him puzzled, and declaring that he is quite clever for being able to find such a good hiding spot. Nonetheless, he starts to notice that they've been gone a long time, and he himself is getting tired of hiding as he realizes how cold and stiff he is. He can also now feel the smell of sand moving to his throat. Lines 20 through 23 show the child declaring himself the winner and deciding it was time the others recognized him for it. The last three lines, 24 to 26, conclude the poem by revealing that nothing stirs as he realizes he has been left behind. None of the other children were there looking for him. Lines 1 to 11. The title itself announces that the reader is about to indulge in an account of concealment and pursuit. A closer look at the poem exposes the prominent theme of negligence. This negligence can essentially be related to anything, but to be specific, we will discuss the negligence of responsibility maturity in relation to opportunities that life presents to an individual. This theme fits perfectly, with the narrative of the poem being that of a child playing the childish game of hide and seek. The poem begins with the child's obvious energy as he calls out to the other children to come and find him. This energy is an easy parallel to the energy of an individual who decides he is ready to conceal his sense of duty for all his responsibilities in order to play the game of life. This childish person throws caution to the wind and expects others to come find him to pick up his slack. He hides in a tool shed, which is quite fitting to the metaphorical narrative as the character has put his responsibilities in storage. Even though he is in the tool shed, it smells of the seaside. This could easily symbolize how delusional he is to hide away in a tool shed, only to think that he is close to a picturesque seaside. While he sits and waits for others to come to find him, he doesn't want to be found. Lines 12 to 20. He doesn't want to call out for others to help him as they may pull him back to the reality outside his game, his responsibilities. So he does not risk another shout, whilst considering himself all the wiser for it. The floor he is sitting on is cold, translating to the foundation of his immaturity being unsympathetic to the responsibilities that he must uphold in his life. He continues to wait, silently, holding himself back to ensure that others don't catch him to face his negligence. Then comes a point in his life when he can hear people at his door, people who he had initially called out in play to find him. They search for him by trying to make him see what he is losing out on in life by playing childish games and not stepping up to his responsibilities. All he hears is them muttering and whispering because of how much he has indulged and lost himself in negligence. When he starts to realize their presence, he tells himself to be dumb and to hide in his blindness. This tells us that he is aware of what he is doing. His actions of negligence are not out of ignorance, but rather a conscious choice that he is making to stay blind to his responsibilities and opportunities in life. Eventually, there comes a point when he realizes that everyone is gone. No one is reaching out to him anymore. He begins to panic but doesn't want to seem desperate, so he decides to wait until he is sure no one will try to pull him out of his negligence. He waits until his immaturity of being unsympathetic to his responsibilities starts to bite him, and he can see the darkness and feel the dampness of his situation. Lines 21 to 27. Now he decides he has won his game of life. He has childishly hidden away from his responsibilities and opportunities long enough that the excited energy from the beginning has turned more into a rushing panic. He pushes off the sacks of immaturity that have been holding him back and decides to step out and join the others around him in living a proper life. He believes he has caught up with the others just by acknowledging that his silly games are over. Unfortunately, he realizes that it is too late. Just because he has now chosen to pick up his slack does not mean others were willing to pause their lives for him for as long as it was convenient for him. The sun is gone. The source of warmth, life, and essentially life is gone from his life. He is too late. There he is, standing all alone, realizing the consequences of his negligence. In his hiding, he lost all those who sought him. I hope this video has provided you with a better understanding of the poem, its key themes and ideas, as well as some of the language and structural features. If you have found this video to be useful, please like and comment and perhaps share with your friends. Please also subscribe for similar content. See you in the next one.